beautiful earth angels. So today I want to share with you something that I read during my daily meditation. I have to clean my desk. There's so much stuff on it. Okay, so I have multiple Kickstarters that I'm working on. The first one that I'm working on is going to be the whole beautiful energy of Love Goddess, which is kind of my brand now, and it has to do with, of course, the energy of love. We're gonna have beautiful Goddess Hebe, which I want to do a whole video on her energy because a lot, like even I have this beautiful uncle goddess. She calls herself goddess, and she's like really like wise with the whole spiritual realm. She's been studying and researching. She does monthly classes. She's really kind of surrounded, and it's super funny because sometimes I'll be talking about something and she'll be like, yeah, that's this, like she'll explain to it because she is, that's like her wisdom. And even she's like, hey, I don't know that goddess. So it's so crazy how this goddess kind of just, entered my life with the work that I did with specific uncles, because she is the goddess of self-love. But I don't want to give this video to that because I'm going to make a video just about her. But she is she's going to be part of the Kickstarter, which I'm super excited about because it's going to have a lot of love energy. But again, by my beautiful uncle, Patreon and goddess, she talked about finding love, like family love, and working. And it's super funny because that's all I'm about. Like, my bliss is my family. I absolutely love being with my family, working around my family, and just spending time with them. Like, that's my bliss. So the Kickstarter is going to be all about the energy of love, which is beyond your beloved. It's also about yourself, self-love, family love. So it's going to be unconditional, blissful happiness, joy, all through the energy of love. So of course, as soon as the Kickstarter goes live, you all will be aware. And Patreons, you guys get to see a lot more. So as part of the Patreons, I try to put up not just the printables, but share with you like glimpses of what I'm working on, things that either I don't show here or I will show here like way later. But getting to what we're talking about today. So this energy that we have just encountered has been a very chaotic energy because it's kind of helped us see the changes that we need to make, what is not working in our life. And as I'm doing my daily energy with the divine names, and if you guys have bought my cash book, or if you gotten any of the things like the soulmate energy, which I share with you about the altar, these are all divine frequencies, and those names have like a vibration for that specific energy. So today, as I was doing my daily meditation, I was with the fourth name, which is eliminating negative thoughts. And I want to share with you something that I thought was so amazing. I want to read to you exactly the insight over this energy, which shares with you, because a lot of the times, and I feel like when I tell you guys this, you think like I'm high and mighty, or I think I am, and I'm not. It's I always tell you guys, we're all in different vibration. For me, I felt a lot of guilt because I feel like I am at a higher vibration. I'm not at the highest. I'm not a super being yet. I haven't got there. I do feel like I am almost a master manifester because I am seeing crazy stuff. And there's these two main manifestations that I have aligned that once they manifest, I'm gonna be like, I'm a master manifester. So I'm really excited about being able to create all of this magic and then also share with you these insights so you guys could incorporate this in your lives. Now, something wonderful about being a spiritual person and listening to mentors, individuals that have walked the path and that are, gone through the different changes and experiences in their life, that of course are constantly in tune with their spiritual selves. I feel like I'm constantly in tune with my spiritual self. Like, let me explain how in tuned I am. So my car is in the shop, and in order for me to send packages, I have the postman or the post lady, because sometimes, more often than not, she's the post lady now. They come to my door and they pick up the packages, but sometimes they come really early because I tend to be a night owl. So more when I get up, I'll get up really early because sometimes I'll get up like at 6 or 7 o'clock in the morning, and to use the bathroom, or because I just wake up. It's like there's certain times in the morning that I just wake up for any given. Sometimes it's my lucid dreams that I'll get up and I'll write. I kind of have So long story short, I think it must have been like 10ish, and I was about to get up because I usually get up around 9:30, 10, sometimes 11, sometimes I'll even stay till noon, depending on what time I went to bed the prior morning. And I was laying in bed, and Spirit is like, Daisy, the post lady's coming. You didn't take the packages outside. Because what I do is that I'll put, I put my packages all in the bag and I'll put them outside. But I like to put them, even though nobody, it's very safe here. Like nobody ever steals anything. But I still, I try to, because there's always the, oh my gosh, what if? So I try to put them outside within a time frame so I know that the post lady will take the packages. I got up, ran, grabbed the packages. I put them outside, and I could see the post lady's car parked, and I could hear her coming upstairs. So it's like Spirit literally woke me up minutes before the post lady came over. So that is like, it's like those little things. And I know a lot of you guys probably, you find those things as very minimal. I talk to a lot of you that want Spirit to kind of be cosmic and share with you the mysteries of the universe. You want to be, I feel like a lot of people have this Nostradamus type wanting to know what does this mean, or what does Spirit say, or what's gonna happen. I feel like you guys want that much more. But I find that when I work with Spirit, it's through the simplest things in my life that makes my life easier. Because if my packages don't go out, then that's an issue with Etsy. It's an issue with my customers, because the mail has been delayed since COVID. We could blame it on Christmas and the holidays and this and that and the other. The weather, now the weather is very active. So there's like a lot of different energy going on. So I try to, unless it's like, of course, certain rituals that I do for my clients that I have to, takes 1 to 2 weeks, So allowing Spirit to interact with you is miraculous, even with the smallest of things, I'm going to read to you about eliminating negative thoughts. And I want to hear you to hear this, because I feel like, when I was doing this today, I was like, my, beautiful, earth angels will benefit from this really, really well. Thoughts do not originate from physical matter of the brain. I want you to really grasp what this beautiful author is sharing. And I know, if you go way back to the beginning of my videos in I think it was early 2020, I shared with you how Spirit, I've had this book, it was gifted to me by my cousin back in 2011. It was when the major shift was happening, along with Napoleon's Hill, Think and Go Rich. I wasn't even though I've been working with Spirit since I was in 2nd grade, and I feel like the 90s is when I really connected with my angels and I hear them. I also witnessed that in 2010, 11, and 12 was a very spiritual transformational shift for individuals like myself, but also in the world. I noticed that energy changed a lot of individuals. And my cousin gifted me this book, and I kind of read it, but I didn't grasp it. So, and I remember asking Spirit about that. I said, how come we read certain things and they don't really kind of like influence us. And then we will come back at a different time frame, reread stuff, and they share with us like insights, and we're like, why didn't I see this? For instance, why didn't I see this in 2011? Why did it take me almost a decade later to really say, oh my gosh, this is awesome? Especially that my cousin's like, hey, this is pretty cool. A lot of the elites use this magic, and I was just like, okay, I read it, okay. Like, I didn't really, and I love Kabbalah. I've been following it for a while, but I didn't really use the magic. I feel like my vibration wasn't there yet. So I want you to really understand how our lives shift, and why we should not apologize for our success, or why we should not feel sorry if we are in a higher vibration and people around us are not. Example, and why we should love successful people. Because we are all, if we look at the energy of Pandora, God is a divine energy and frequency. Almost like, I always see it, and that's why I feel like the tree of life gives a lot of this kind of confirmation that this is so real. If you look at the tree of life, especially in Kabbalah, it's also a tree of life. I would say the tree is divinity, right? And we're kind of like the roots and the branches. And the seasons are the leaves, the different lifetimes. And if we really break that energy down, and if we know that we are all part of this equation, we are to learn from each other. Look at our mistakes, right? Learn from them. Look at other people's mistakes. For me, I always look a lot, because who do we have? Who surrounds us? Our family, our parents, our children. So learning from them brings a lot of insights in our life. So instead of blaming or being jealous or hating successful people or bashing successful people, like my dad, I don't know the tidbits of it, but apparently there's a preacher he's like a gazillionaire or something. So there's like a lot of chaos over that he has so much money and he doesn't help people. And I say that we should serve each other, especially supposedly, like, he makes money from less than people, communities of poverty, and they kind of say, well, if you give, you're gonna have more, and yada yada, like, supposedly he kind of like feeds off of that, sharing that to people. I also feel, and this is why this is so important, that this energy, this vibration, this name is so empowering. We should not be jealous of individuals like that. What we need to do is grow from it, right? Like, look at him, look at his flaws, don't hate his money. Instead, think, well, if you put yourself in his situation and you had those millions of dollars, think about the things that you could do, the benefits that you could start, the charities, and then incorporate that energy into your life. So what you do is you flip it from, I hate him, he's horrible, he did this, somebody has to do something about it, yada yada yada, and falling into that negative frequency, that negative vibration. You learn from it. You look at him and you say, okay, how can I learn from this? How can I use that energy, that negativity, to make my life better and also share, right? Example, my work is always sharing with you all, always using my lessons. And like, this is like, oh my gosh, I saw this, I gotta make a video, I gotta share this with my friends. And thoughts do not originate from the physical matter of the brain. So it's almost like our brain is not a negative energy, okay? This will express to you where these negative thoughts and influence come from. The brain is merely a radio. Think about this. A radio that broadcasts thoughts to the rational mind. So where does the actual broadcast come from? So your thought, your brain is a radio, right? It's, a very high vibrational frequency, right? So depends on how you tune it, what you're tuning. So, just like the radio, you go to the different stations to listen to, whatever you listen to. And it says Kabbalah teaches that there are two distinct sources: the light force, and the dark force. These are like two separate broadcasting stations, and they are on the air 24 hours a day. And this is so true. This is like, for example, it's like me and my husband. So I tend to try to always get up a little bit before him because I like the quiet space, which he doesn't give me. I love him, but he doesn't give me that quiet space. So, and what I'll do is I will make my cup of coffee. I will put on things that inspire me. Right now I'm listening to a YouTuber who does like little writing sessions. And I think it's like 2 hours that she kind of puts into sessions. And there's a lot of very nice background calming music. And then, it's like a very positive serenity because it shows her writing, which is what I'm working on. And then, when she makes her break, she does like tea or coffee and then back to writing. And the whole time is very serene. There's candles, there's flowers. It's kind of like this atmosphere of positive energy, which I'm co-creating for myself. Like right now, if you notice, my background changed. Like I put some of I had these on this wall, but now this wall I'm working on organizing my goals. So I'm using somebody else's method for organizing so I could put my goals and stuff and work upon it, because this is my sacred space. This is where I work. Here's the problem. The dark force of ego has control over the airways of our mind 24/7 at full volume. Negative, egocentric thoughts that dominate our conscience. So ego is always telling you this is not going to work. Why even try? You're never going to make it. You're never going to have it. And then not only does ego feed that to you, it's also feeding that to the people around you. Your family, your friends, your spouses, the media. Always a lot of negativity. I'll never forget that I have someone that I had really close to me, super rich. But every time you talk to them, all they talked about was not having enough money, how everything is so expensive. And, it's like in their mind, their fear was people either asking them for money or they didn't want to feel like they had. I don't get that. I didn't understand. I was like, just be who you are. Like, if you're rich, you're rich, like you don't have to bring yourself down to other people's level when you're in a different level. You could be kind. I'm not saying like, because I know that sometimes you hear that and the ego will tell you, oh, she's acting like this. Look how she changed, and it's not even about that. It's how will you change? Like, think about it. How would you feel once you're in the health? Like for me, I know I have to work on my health. Like that's my big thing that I want to do for the second part of the year is kind of revamp my meals, revamp my fitness, like do a lot of changes because it's really affecting not only my health but like my energy, right? So if I see somebody that's fit, like I have someone that I watch on Instagram that she used to be just as big as I was about 2 years ago. And she started exercising with her husband and she started a new meal plan and she's like, she looks really good. She feels good. Like you could tell when you see her, the way she dresses, the way she does herself, she feels really good about herself. And ego will tell you, you'll never do that, or she has, oh yeah, she could do that because she has this, or ego will always find the negativity So I look at her and I'm like, oh my God, she looks amazing. I want to do that too, and I'll comment, oh my God, you look so good. You must feel so awesome. Wow, you inspire me. That's love. You don't have to fall into ego's negativity, because ego's always going to tell you, yeah, they're like that because they got this and you don't, or their body is this and your body is not, or whatever. So you have to turn ego off. It's not easy. Okay, I'm not gonna tell you it's easy, because it's not. I remember my monkey mind was always, and I'll repeat this over and over, was when I was doing the dishes, which is something I did a lot, and right before bed. That monkey mind of the people that were mean to me and what I could have told them, or what this person did to me, or what that person said, or what this client left a review. It was like, what? Constant, feeding me. And then that's when I started meditating at night. So over a decade that I changed that. And at the beginning it was hard because ego still tries to creep in. So what I started to put, and Deepak Chopra taught me this, was when that negative thought would come in, I would visualize that thought in a bubble. And then I would put it on a boat, and the waves would wash that negative thought away, far, far away. So when you could physically see the thought, the energy, the vibration that is trying to sabotage your sacred space, your mental sacred space, and you could see it flowing far, 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 far away, detaching from you, it's very positive. Recurrent through thoughts include uncertainty, constant worrying, dread, excessive fear, to the point where we become ridden with anxiety. What is the most common thing you hear now all the time? I have anxiety. What is the new one? I have ADHD. Apparently, everybody and their mother now has ADHD. Everybody. Before, everybody had anxiety, but now everybody has anxiety and ADHD. So it's like everybody's being diagnosed with this. Who's feeding? Who's feeding off of this? The doctors. It's a business. Because if I have ADHD and you have it and he has it and she has it and they have it, the doctors. Yes, you have ADHD. That's why everything in your life is wrong. You have anxiety. That's why everything in your life is wrong. So then you right now it's almost like we're being fed that this mental state is a disease, which it is. But I want you to really look at it. What is disease? And I love this definition because this was taught by Dr. Wayne Dyer. I loved Dr. Wayne Dyer. I would recommend that you study his work. So Dr. Wayne Dyer would say that dis-ease was when your body wasn't at ease. So it was dis-easing. That's why it's dis-ease. So you have to let go of that, the D, the negativity, and allow the ease. And that is a work, a progress. It's something you take action on. So when you feel fear because of things not panning out the way you want them to pan out, you could either melt in that jello, that slush, that quicksand that's constantly just pulling you in that you can't get out of, or you could quiet your mind, grab all of that energy, put it in a bubble, put it on a boat, and allow the waves and the water to take it away. Obsessive compulsive behavior also begins with uncontrollable negative ideas. Shutting down our negative mental processes frees the mind and automatically curbs obsessive behavior. You have to shut it down. You have to completely shut it down. A cold heart is an opening for an onslaught of harmful, unproductive thoughts. When our hearts become open and warm, we seal these openings once and for all. So, what you're doing is you are switching off destructive thoughts emanating from the ego. In the space that is then opened, a gentle, radiant spiritual light floods your heart and mind. I'll never forget in Tomorrowland, it was the first time, and this is a very ancient quote, or maybe it's kind of like, I would say it's almost like a proverbs, like an ancient indigenous Native American proverb. Um, there are two wolves. One is light and one is darkness. Which wolf wins? And the answer is the wolf that you feed. If you are constantly feeding the negative wolf, then of course it's going to grow stronger and he'll eventually beat the light. But if you feed the light, then the light will become stronger and it will overcome the darkness. Now, this doesn't mean that darkness is not, I always hear, like, my mom is very Christian and she swears that Jesus is going to come on a beautiful horse and it's just going to sweep over the land and destroy all the darkness, right? I believe that light and darkness kind of have to live in the same levels, but they have to be balanced. We're supposed to, go through certain darknesses in our life so we can learn and grow from them. Because think about it, everything can't be peaches and cream, because then you're not evolving. You're just sitting there eating grapes, As spiritual souls of evolution, we are growing from the darkness. We're learning, so we could either melt in the darkness or grow from the darkness. And I know that there's a lot of conflict in that definition, but you have to look at your life. And it is wonderful to believe that a Savior is going to come on this beautiful white stallion through the clouds and take away the darkness. And my mom's been waiting for 64 years for this to occur. Or you could take control of your life, connect with the divine energy, because the same lessons were as it is in heaven, as it is on earth. What does that mean? That you could connect the frequency. And I feel like once you grasp that you could connect the frequency, you will start to shift your life in a different form, in a different way. Not allowing others, I get a lot, because since I teach, I'll get a lot of people that want to bring me down to their level, because since their level as not, where they want it to be, they want me to go all the way down to their level. With the help me, or do you understand, and can you feel it? No, I will help. I do understand, but I will not feel it, because you need to be the healers, right? Imagine if you were at a positive state, at a positive frequency, how much you could influence others. That's why you hear a lot of really successful people, they go full hermit, because they don't want to be around the chaos, because you're always going to have people that do not understand. They cannot grasp that frequency. They can't achieve it because they're always feeding the darkness. And then they want certain people to help them. And then they're always looking for that help, because they don't get out of their own slush, because they feel like, a savior needs to come and always save them. They don't know that we have our savior within, that we need to tap into that energy and that frequency. And then the us that are light workers, we help through vibrations, through teachings, through our tools. But then we have to shield ourselves. That's why I work so closely with Archangel Michael, so I don't allow the neediness of others to sabotage my forward motion, my success, my wealth, my well-being. And this is a constant thing. somebody I talked to someone last week. I think it was Goddess. Can we talk? Do we talk a lot or what? And she shared with me her candle, and it was like really black, and like it was black, and it's super funny because then a week later I did a ritual for myself, and one of my candles was really black too. And like I feel my home at a very high vibrational state. So the question is, so I asked Spirit, which is funny because, you know, I didn't think about this when I was telling her. I told her there has to be something going on because, you know, that means that whatever you asked for really worked hard, but there's still obstacles, there's still blocks. You have to, you know, look further. And that's exactly what Spirit said to Will Daisy. You're working hard on this manifestation. Your spiritual guides are working with you. But you know, there is still some blocks. There's still things going on that need to be dealt with. And then when you go into a place of surrender, a place of synchronized energy, because I love synchronized energy, and you say to Spirit, okay, well, what do I have to do? Believe you me, that Spirit will show you. They will show you. In this whole 369 ritual that I'm very blessed to co-create it with Spirit. I'm working with like crazy spiritual tools that are just like, oh my gosh, I will not show the ritual because first I can't copyright it because it's a ritual, right? I don't think I could copyright it. I don't even think I could patent it. So I have it in my shop. I will sell the entire ritual. It is not easy, okay? It's not just light a candle. This is a process. It's about, you know, it has certain times that you do certain things. You know, there's organs, there's candle magic, there's your petitions, there's certain crystals and things that you're working on this. This is why the whole ritual, you know, is pricey. But once you purchase the actual I'm gonna say blueprint or foundation of the ritual, you could repeat it as often as you need. And especially like this year is the year for rituals like this because there's so much manifesting, and I feel like that's why the darkness is trying to sabotage you. You know, that's the darkness is always fighting against the light, and you have to, you know. And I'll get people be like, oh no, if you're positive, everything's peaches and creams and rainbows and butterflies. And I'm gonna tell you, no, the darkness is very real, and it's always around, and it's always trying to sabotage you, because if you're doing good, then that means that they're losing, right? So how do you surmount that? By feeding the light. Like, even when you're in anxiety and chaos and dysfunction, you're always feeding the light. You're always loving yourself. You're always sharing positive vibration and self-love. Because if you take care of you, then you could expand and take care of others. Thank you for watching my beautiful video. And the energy of this frequency is eliminating negative thoughts. So I will send you the vibration. Ayin Lamed Mem. Ayin Lamed Mem. Sealing all the chaos and discord and sending it into the black hole to be transmuted into positive energy or until Judgment Day. Letting go of all fears, all blocks, all discord, all disease. Eliminating all of that destructive energy that come from the thoughts, from the ego, from the energies of your surroundings, of others. Letting it all go. Sealing your aura in the light, in the balance, and divine energy, so all discord melts like ice cream in the hot summer sun, And the rain washes it all away. And you are cleansed. And you are clear. And you are aligned with the allness and the oneness. In divine frequency, balance, and state. Absorbing that high frequency balance, that state of light, of love, of joy, of happiness. Taking that all in. I send you all love and blessings. I thank you for watching my work, for taking these beautiful energies and vibrations, for sealing the discord and sharing the love. Don't forget to pin my videos, your thumbs up, your comments, I'll push them to the front so other people could be blessed with these vibrations. For our world needs love. So we need to learn to let go and attune ourselves with a high frequency energy. I will talk to you soon.